I know it's only been 6 days, but by far my favorite video of 2021 is... Hey, what's up? My name's Andrew, you can call me Pooch, and I'd like to welcome you to the Less Lonely channel. And also, welcome you to 2021, we did it. First weekend, 6 days down, we're going for it. As we turn the corner into 2021, I think we were all done with the conversation of whether or not gear mattered. But just 6 days ago, Eric Floberg dropped this video. I think I said his name right, Floberg. There's no other way to say it. Either way, it is by far my favorite video so far of the year. In it, he essentially calls out everybody who said gear doesn't matter. Yes, he even called me out. Heck, I made a video after I spilled coffee all over my computer. It sucked. I think the heart behind the statement is really solid, but I want to go ahead and peel back a layer and really examine why a lot of us rallied around the statement gear doesn't matter. And the best way I know how to do that is by telling you about my favorite piece of gear and how I've exclusively used it for one solid year. The lens to end all lenses, the lens you need to buy, even though gear doesn't matter. The Canon 15-35 is the first lens I ever purchased for myself. And up until just literally a few weeks ago, it was the only lens I had ever purchased for myself. 2 years of taking photos and shooting video, unless I was renting something or borrowing something, I used the 15-35. I'll never forget the first time I cranked that wide angle lens, put it on a Joby pod and held it out and just thought to myself, damn, I'm doing it, I'm doing YouTube. If you know anything about this lens, you know it's part of the holy trinity of Canon lenses. We have the 15-35, the 24-70, and then the 70-200. It's been used by all the greats, and if you plan on doing any serious YouTubing, this is the lens you have to buy. I promise you, I'm not trying to sell you this lens, but I take it with me everywhere. I freaking love it. It's so versatile. It's crisp AF, no pun intended. I couldn't ask for a better piece of gear. And so I used it for a whole year. But do you want to know what the biggest problem with this gear is? It's expensive. The EF model, which is now 5 years old, still costs $2,000 new. That's just not expensive, that's ridiculous, stupid expensive. So in just stating its price, it's clear to me why I think we've all attached to the idea that gear doesn't matter. The paywall alone for good gear is so limiting for some of us. And if we can't get access, we're gonna have to cut corners. We're gonna have to buy cheaper gear or simply use what we've got. But I think it goes even deeper than that, because one of my favorite things about making videos on YouTube is that I can make what I want when I want to. And this idea that gear doesn't matter was born out of that. That if you have a good idea, if you're creative, if you have a story to tell, just do it. Don't wait. Don't let budgets get in your way. Don't let gear get in the way. Now, YouTube might be changing, but I do believe still, you can make a channel with your phone, a hand-me-down camera, even a friggin' webcam if you want to. I'm pretty sure we could still get away with that in today's day and age. And I think it's the spirit of free creativity, of making something in spite of the odds, instills and empowers us to believe that gear doesn't matter, because nothing should stand in the way of a great idea. So if all of this is true, then why spend the money? Why get the lights? Why do any of it? In my experience, the statement gear doesn't matter is only partly true. In other words, I think the statement falls short. I believe gear only matters when you need it to. Sure, you can create a channel with a phone or a webcam, but there's gonna be significant limitations to what you can do. I've been doing YouTube for a year and a half and I've still almost upgraded everything in my studio. The truth is, gear will not make me better. Only time and practice will do that. But it can help me do a better job as I progress. A nice light or a telephoto lens in the hands of somebody who's just getting started is probably gonna be a waste of money. They're not gonna know what to do with it. So, does gear matter? Yes. Is it the most important thing? Absolutely not. In all honesty, I love the sentiment because I believe it's a word of warning for us creatives. We're constantly told that if we spend the money, if we buy the gear, we will get better. When we watch our favorite creatives out there creating, we see what they're using and we say to ourselves, they have that. If I have that, I'll be like them. But like I said, the only thing that helps us get better is time and practice. I spent a year with a 15 to 35 lens because I wanted to get better as a photographer and a videographer. I needed time with this beast of a lens because I had a lot to learn. F-stops, aperture, ISO, image stabilization, focal distance. I didn't know any of these things. And so if I bought a lot of gear, I'd be playing catch up with everything. This lens has not made me better, but over time, I've grown into it. And now I know what this tool does. I know the need it fulfills. So yeah, this piece of gear does matter. So if you're thinking about buying a new piece of gear, or if you're doubting your own creative ability, just pause for a second and think to yourself, have I gotten everything out of what I currently have? And if you have, you should go buy some gear. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. And if you haven't yet, don't forget, leave me a comment down below. Do you agree with me? Let's get a conversation going down in the comments below. All right, I'm gonna go look into some gear myself. Just for fun. Peace.